Are we rolling? Okay. Uh, First off, this sweater I'm wearing, I beat up a couple Christmas elves. That little one that what's his name? The dentist one from the Rudolph the Marginalized Reindeer. I beat him up and took this from him. So there's a couple elves that are looking for me that they want to string me up and rip my teeth out or my fingernails probably. But I have to be quiet because I don't want Jen, my wife, to hear this because she's a woman, and this is I am very clearly a male, and I'm white, and I'm straight. So this is a secret coded message to go out to all members of the patriarchy, the white cisgender male patriarchy. I think they're on to us. I think that women are on to us. If you don't know, you should know that for all of history, we have pretty much dominated the world. We've Alexander the Great, Napoleon, Hitler, even though he was a bad guy, but hey, he did dominate half of Europe, or all of Europe at one point. He just couldn't take out America in the end. But, I mean, there hasn't been a woman president, it's always been white, particularly men. And things were going along great, Things were going around awesome until the feminists came along. And here recently in America and across Western civilization, this group known as feminists have really started to take off. Excuse me here. You like my sweater? They've really started to pick up steam. And, I think I hear. They've really gotten traction, these feminists, and they really made it to where they're equal with us, which is the craziest thing on the face of the earth. They are not equal. We are better than them in every way conceivable. I'm chopping my own head off. But we are. And, I mean, was it Alexandria the Great? No. Julius Caesar? No. There was Catherine the Great, but we all know she had sex with her horse, so, it wasn't that great. If anything, she slept with Caligula's horse, and Caligula was a man, so he got one over on her. But the whole point of this video is I want to warn men, particularly white men, that I think our plan has been discovered. And by our plan, I'm talking about, the whole plan. For those of you that aren't aware, not too long ago, and I think it was, maybe 10 years ago, a few of us white heterosexual men took a good hard look at the feminist movement and realized that there was something that had to be done about it. These women were really being pretty effective at neutralizing our power. They were getting paid now as much as we were in most cases. They're allowed to vote, they can drink, they can smoke, they can do whatever they want. In a divorce, in the court system, it's a woman's world, as we all know. So when you get divorced, that's why over half, if you haven't signed what is it, an annulment, I think, then, you're done, man. All your possessions go to the woman, and you pay, X amount of dollars on a monthly basis to keep her in good, healthy living. So they've really ramped it up, these feminists, and our power is waning. You see they're really getting closer to getting one of them in the White House. And by them, I mean a woman. Hillary Clinton, she didn't win, and she really didn't come all that close. But, Elizabeth Warren's going to run, that's just funny. But, no, look at Nancy Pelosi. There's a lot of women in power. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, of course. There it is. The hope of all women right there. So they've really gained steam. And so what happened was a lot of men got together, Christian, straight white men got together, and we decided we have to do something about this. We've tried to attack them head on, with ideas and with political correctness out there. It just doesn't work anymore, because we just end up looking like bigots and racists and scumbags and misogynists and sexists, and they call us all these things, and then you get banned off social media, and your career goes down the drain. You get fired from your job. Your kids can't come see you anymore. You get divorced, all these kinds of things. So we got together and we were like, what can we do? How do you bring down a movement or a country or anything if open warfare no longer works? Like, how do you do it? And I think the main what we came up with was infiltration. We came up with the idea that if we could infiltrate the feminist movement, then we could take it down. We could make it collapse. So the idea was kind of like a Trojan horse. And we thought to ourselves, well, how could we do this? How could we make womanhood something that's no longer special or important, and therefore suck all the steam, all the energy, all the zest out of the movement? And that's where we came up with transgenderism. So it might surprise some of you to know that transgenderism, the whole transsexual, transgender movement, is actually a secret. Shouldn't even be admitting this, but it's a secret mission put together by some of the biggest minds in the patriarchy. The patriarchy is real, and there are elected officials within it, just like anywhere else, and they have meetings just like the UN does, or the cabinet, the presidential cabinet, the Congress, Senate. They all have meetings. Well, the patriarchy does as well. And it's dominated by white heterosexual men. I mean, we make fun of this idea, but it is true. You guys got us dead to rights. You liberals out there, you caught us. It's true, So they got together, the guys that we elected, and they said to themselves, well, we're going to bring this organization down from the inside. And what better way to do that than to dress up like the opposition, the feminists, the women, and dress up like them and say that we are them, and use their own weapons of political correctness against them so that they can't deny that we are them. They can't deny it, because then they're sexists, bigots, racists. You see how we turned it all around on them? Oh, it's great. When we were coming up with this, we were drunk and we were laughing. It was awesome. It was. But anyway, so, but they're starting to catch on, I think we took it a little too far, it was great at first, we got into the women's MMA movement. I forget the guy's name. In fact, I'm not allowed to say his real name because he's an agent and I don't want to compromise him, but he said he was a girl and he got into MMA and everything, and he was able to crack a woman's skull. What could be better than that? We're allowed to hit women again. Men can hit women again. All you have to do is say, I'm a woman too, and you can beat women again. It's the American dream. There's also a young boy who's a part of our organization who said, I'm a woman, and he joined the school wrestling team. He happens to be a good, fit young man, and he won the championship, and he literally choked out a couple women. It was beautiful. We had this big party and everything. We were toasting and Buffalo Wild Wings. We told them we were just, a bird watching organization. They believed us because of sweaters like these. I, I like this sweater. But I think they're starting to catch on. One of our members took it way too far, and he was a bad guy. He was a very, very bad guy, and he went to prison, and he said, I'm a woman, so they sent him to the women's prison, and he attacked a bunch of the women there, and I don't support that. He went way over the line, way too far, but and I think that's what tipped them off. They started to look at us and they were like, there might be something else going on here. They might be doing something not so on the up and up, if you know what I mean. So my message to men is tone it down just a little bit. Don't give us all away. Don't get too excited. I know we're all just evil, toxic masculinity and all these things, and it is true, the patriarchy is very real. Toxic masculinity is very real. I'm admitting it here on video. But anyway, just men, tone it down. Don't give away the mission. Let's keep this going a little while longer and use this political correctness against them and bring feminism down like we were planning to from the beginning. All right? Glad we had this chat. Thank you. Have a nice night.